YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Canadian Retro. I have another pickups video for you here. There is a whole ton of stuff that I'm going to be showing you today, so sit back and enjoy. There's a few things here that I probably shouldn't have picked up, but they were kind of an impulse buy. I'll get to that anyways. Ultimately though, as far as it goes, like, those things kind of made me break even on the amount of stuff that I bought from this one location. I'll explain all that later, so I'll get into this right now. The first thing that I picked up, well, actually it wasn't the first thing I picked up. The first thing I'm going to show you here is some of the things that I probably shouldn't have picked up, and this is one that I picked up here. It's Sudoku Fever for the Game Boy Advance. It's fully boxed and complete and everything like that, so it has its manual and instructions and everything, but it was $6. Probably shouldn't have paid $6 for this, but I actually didn't because I used my 30% off card. So basically I spent about $4.20 for this, so with taxes almost $5 though, which isn't really a good idea, I don't think, for this game. I don't know if it's worth that much, even boxed and all that. Box isn't in too bad a shape though. Maybe I'll just hold on to this and hopefully one day it might actually have some value. I don't know, just because it is complete and everything. At the same Value Village, I got a whole ton of different games here, probably like 12 I think, DS or Game Boy Advance games. So I'll get started on that. One of the ones I probably should have left behind, but I didn't really know at the time, and I was in a huge rush to get out of there. I didn't even get a chance to check out the whole store. Was this right here, Dragon Ball Z Taiketsu, which I think is not really a valuable game. I thought at the time, just because I saw the Dragon Ball Z thing, I was like literally grabbing handfuls of stuff because there were so many of these cartridges and so many different DS games there as well. But I decided to pick that one up. It was $4, which was 30% off, so not going to break the bank though if it's not that great. Another one that's sort of in the same boat though is this Star Wars one. I'd never seen it. It was Star Wars Trilogy Apprentice of the Force, and I'd never seen it before, so I kind of took a gamble on it. Again, it was $4, but it was 30% off, so, you know, I don't really know anything about it. I do have to look into this and see if it's even valuable or a worthwhile game. I've never heard of it before, so I thought I would give it a shot. Always dig Tetris, so I picked this one up, but I know it's probably not valued that much. Again, the $4 with 30% off, so that's that one right there. And then a couple of games that actually do have some value that are Game Boy Advance games is Sonic Advance and Sonic Pinball Party. So that's pretty cool right there, a double combo one. And again, same as the other ones, that was a $4 game, but with 30% off, so pretty cool. And then finally, something that's definitely worth it was Mario Kart Super Circuit, which I already have in my collection. So this one here is going to be up for trade or sale coming up shortly. I don't know if it'll sell locally or if I'll put this on eBay or something like that. I haven't really gone the eBay route yet, but this game right here, again, $4, so with 30% off, not too bad. Moving into the DS games, this is where I started to rethink what I was thinking, basically. And I'm a sucker for this. This happens every single time I get excited about these kind of games, and I just go nuts. It's not the fact that they're on DS, it is this franchise of Lego Star Wars, and I love Lego Star Wars, so I end up valuing this, I think, way more than other people do. This one here was $6, but it was the 30% off, so basically like $4.20 kind of thing for this. So it's not a killer deal or anything like that. Probably worth less than that though, unfortunately. Moving on though, I found Lego Indiana Jones, same kind of boat, probably not valued what I paid for it. Again, $4.20 for this one because of the 30% off, because it was $6. So not too bad though. Then the other one there is Lego Indiana Jones 2. Same deal, $4.20. Love Lego games, like I said, but these games are not really valued that high. I kind of wish they were because they're such an enjoyable series, but I guess the market's just sort of flooded with them or something. Moving on, something else that may have some value is Marrow and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Never really played this on the DS before, so I don't really know if it's a good title or not. But again, $4.20, I thought I'd give it a shot. And then something here that I don't know anything about, but it will definitely be up for trade at some point here is Pokemon Ranger, and it's hard to read in this light right now, but it's Shadows of Almina or something like that. I don't know, I'm not a Pokemon guy. Probably Pokemon fans are like shooting me right now, but there's Pokemon Ranger right there, and that one there again was $4.20, so probably worth it just because people really seem to dig the Pokemon stuff. Not really my cup of tea. Moving on, now a game that's definitely worth it was Super Mario 64 DS. I'll be holding on to this one. This will be added into my collection. And that one there, again, $6, but $4.20. I never played it on the N64 before because I didn't have one back in the day. And I don't actually have Super Mario 64, despite all the games that I've ever picked up. I have never come across Super Mario 64 for a reasonable price yet, so I haven't even bothered with it. But now I do have it on the DS, so I'm pretty happy about that. And then finally, and this one really was the deal of the day, this was my smart decision for sure, is this one right here, Pokemon Diamond. Found that $4.20. Can't beat that price for that game right there. It's probably valued upwards of $20 loose like this, so that's pretty cool right there for sure. Those were my sort of handheld kind of ones. I think the reason why I'm not feeling that as much is I'm not as much a handheld person as other people. So some people might really dig those kind of things. I'm not so much. I do have a small soft spot for the DS. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy the Game Boy Advance. I did back in the day, but I just, like, as an adult, I'd rather play it on the big screen. I don't see the point of me holding onto a little device and playing a video game when I could have it on a 60-inch screen in front of me. So hopefully some of those Game Boy Advance games actually, you know, go on to the big screen when I get the Retron 5, and it'll kind of make things a little more interesting for me as far as those go. Maybe I will appreciate those a little bit more. Moving on, the other day, and I forgot to put this in my last pickups video, but I did find these at a Value Village. It's 2 charge cables for the Xbox 360, and that there was $3.99, so $4. And there they are right there. My charger for my Xbox 360s, I had like one of these multi-charger kind of things that had like slots. You just take your battery pack out, chuck it in the slot, and it'll charge it up. The thing was really great. It worked like a charm, and it kind of basically crapped out on me and stopped working. So I kind of have a hard time charging. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Now I shouldn't have that problem, but I'm wondering about these because I've never actually used these kind of cables before. I've always used that charger that I bought. If you plug this into a, you know, AC type thing where you just plug it in and it kind of attaches to the wall socket, I'm wondering if that will charge this. Let me know if you know if that works or not, because I don't really want to blow up a controller or something like that. But let me know if that actually works, because I really don't want to charge my controllers by having to have them plugged into the system to charge them. It would be great if I could just use these and plug them into, you know, an outlet kind of thing. Moving on, at a Goodwill, I found a couple of items. I'll start with the lesser kind of items, I guess. The first thing here is this heavily modified NES controller that is the, you know, Zapper Gun. What is attached to it here, if you can't already tell, is a GameCube power supply. I don't know why these things were bundled together, but they did. And pretty cool though, because I was really looking for another one of these power adapters here, and never hurts to have an extra zapper. I could probably sell it off to recoup the money that I spent on this entire bundle here. And for that, I paid half of $6.06, so $3.03 for these 2 items. Pretty wicked deal right there. In the same Goodwill, and I saw this yesterday, and I'm really surprised that nobody picked it up today because it was half price. But at the price they wanted originally, I wasn't going to pick it up. But because it's half price today, I decided to. And I'm so glad that I did, though. It's super cool. It's a PlayStation bag that holds your system and stuff like that. I believe that this is probably for an original PlayStation, but inside this they stuffed the PlayStation 2. So I'll take a look at all that right now. I was most interested in the bag, and you can see the price on there was $25, $25.02. So I basically paid $12.51 for this, so it's pretty cool. Because I wasn't really wanting to pay $25 because all I really want out of this is the bag. I don't really need any of the other stuff that's in here. Ideally, I'll just be able to sell the other stuff off in here. I don't really want it. The first thing is a controller, another controller, and a third controller, and this one's blue, so I might actually hold on to this one because it's kind of cool. Hopefully it works and everything like that. Hopefully these two as well work, but you know, pretty cool to be able to, you know, pay like $12, and even if that were the only thing in the bag, that would be kind of a pretty good deal, because I'll definitely be able to sell those as long as they work well. I set those down. In there was a sort of like third-party, you see these all the time, kind of connector sort of things that give you extension on your wires. So I don't know, that has nothing really to do with it. And then also in there is a mess here. One of the AV cables goes along with it, and there's also another one in here as well. I didn't realize this at first, but I can see it now. There's actually two AV cables in there, so you never know when you're going to need those AV cables, and they work for multiple systems. The power cord, which I don't really need to be showing you, and then finally the system here, which is a fat style system. It has a PlayStation 1 cartridge in it. I was hoping that this would have a PlayStation 1 game in it that I was looking for, or something like that, but I wasn't that lucky. I did know what game was in here before I bought it, because there is a game in the drive actually, and it's in there right now, but obviously I don't have this plugged in. In this drive here, there's a copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, so that's pretty cool all around. The system's in fairly decent shape, but it does look like looks like there's a chip right at the corner right there, which is not that big of a deal, but the void and warranty stickers have been taken off, so my guess is this system likely is modified. I don't really care, I'm not interested in modified systems, so we'll see though how that goes and if this actually works. It did power on, I was able to open up the tray, it did light up and everything, so I'll just have to see if it actually works. I'll test it out a little later on, but pretty cool right there to get all that for $12 and a couple of cents. You know, pretty good deal all around. But most interesting to me is this bag, because it is otherwise in pretty excellent shape. It needs a good cleaning, but I think that, and they wrote right on it, which is a really brilliant move, but I think that once I clean that all up and everything, it'll look pretty beautiful and definitely a cool addition. On the inside of it, the reason why I think it's a PlayStation 1 bag is because it only says PlayStation, not PlayStation 2 on it, but also these sleeves look like they would fit, you know, CD games, like the PlayStation old jewel cases. So you'd be able to put like 4 games right here, have your system in here with your controllers and stuff sitting on top of it. Pretty cool all around. I haven't seen a bag like this before, so that's really what I was after, and I would have paid $12 for that to begin with, so pretty happy with that score for sure. The last thing that I'm going to show you here is a controller that comes with a very long story to it. I'll try to keep it short, but here we go. When I walked into the Goodwill today, I was standing behind a guy, and he was looking at one of the gray AC adapters that goes with the original Xbox 360, and he asked the lady behind the counter what it was for. And when he asked that question, I said, "Oh, that's for an original X," and I got that far, and then he turned around and he said, "Shh," to me, which I thought was kind of weird, because I'm trying to answer your question and the lady doesn't know. But whatever, he kind of, and then when she turned around to put it back on the shelf because he wasn't interested in it, he said to me, he goes, "The less they know, the better," kind of thing. Whatever, like that doesn't even make sense. It's not like she prices the stuff or even cares what it goes for. So I was just like, oh, whatever, and I walked away, and I went over and I like looked at different items and stuff like that were video games, and then I started walking to the electronics section. The same guy is going through and he's basically clearing out a whole bunch of stuff. He's grabbing everything and anything that he can get his hands on. Basically, it has to do with video game stuff, PlayStation 2 stuff, like whatever. Nothing I was interested, because it was all stuff from yesterday, so I wasn't really interested in it, even though it was half price. And he stopped by me and he said, "I'm really sorry about that. I don't want them knowing what they got," kind of thing, and whatever. And I sort of thought to myself, like, then why did you ask her in the first place and play stupid in front of her? There's no point. You should just either taken the thing, looked at it, and decided whether or not you wanted it, and hand it back if you didn't want it. I don't know why you had to pretend like you didn't know what it was. I don't really get the whole tactic with that. It doesn't change the price of it, so it's kind of weird. But anyways, like, I didn't really say that to him. I was just like, whatever, man, like, I accept your apology kind of deal. And then I sort of moved on, and he had this in his hand though, because this is one of the things that he grabbed, and I was like, I'm kind of interested in that, because what it is a quick shot controller here. And I did talk to him a little bit about this. Actually, I was kind of playing stupid with him, just because I, noticed that that's the way he liked to play things out. So he had this in his hand, and I said, oh, what's that kind of thing? Because he showed me one thing that he was holding on to, which was something he had asked me a question about. It was AV cable for original Xbox 360. The one with the weird plug on the back with the HD kind of version of it, but not an HDMI. I used that as a segue to talk about this with him, because I was interested in it, and I was hoping that I could dissuade him without telling him he shouldn't buy it from buying it, and it did actually work, which was kind of interesting. I asked him about this after I was talking about the cord, and then he said, oh yeah, that's a controller for the original Nintendo system. And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. I remember that system. And it was really funny because I was wearing my classically trained shirt that I was wearing yesterday in my video. If you don't know what that looks like, go back and look. But it has like an NES controller all across right here. Basically, like, plain as day. It takes up like a third of the shirt basically right here. And then it says classically trained over top of it with the Nintendo like clearly outlined on the controller. But he's talking about this. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that system totally. I thought it was pretty odd. But anyways, he's like, yeah, it's probably worth about what it is, and it is priced for $6. So I'm like, yeah, it probably is worth about that. So you're not really gonna get much out of it, kind of thing. And to that, he sort of set it down. And one thing that I know that he didn't know was that it's half price day. So this is actually $3, which is exactly what I paid for it. So when he set it down and kind of took a few steps away, I picked it up and just walked up to the counter and paid for it. It wasn't really a sneaky tactic. It was his own kind of thing with it. But ultimately, that's why I have it in my hands right now and not in some greedy reseller's hands. That was my last find of the day. I know it came with a pretty long story, but hopefully entertaining enough for you. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Feel free to thumbs up this video, comment down below, and I will see you all later.